Hello, I'm TC,
I'm JJ.
And I'm Toy Story.
and this is the Geek Beat, presented by the Long Island Comic Copies. Well, I'll turn it over to our on the beat reporter, Mr. Toy Story, for the latest.
Whoa, what's going on? Whoa. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Everyone
Thank
was
you,
laughing, so I laughed too.
Yeah, it's funny. We're fun. We're excited for this.
Yeah.
TC's on location,
We're gonna
just like I
liven
was
it up.
last
There's
week.
only 14 people watching anyway. It's fine.
That's fine. Right.
All right, let's jump.
It's gonna go
All right,
up
Mr.
this week. It's gonna go up this week because Toy Story's doing it, not me.
That's right.
No,
Yeah, let's not.
his was only 20 also.
All right, let's get into it. All right, so first up, Colin and Casey Jost have reportedly been hired to write a new TMNT live-action movie for Paramount Pictures.
I don't
There's no
think
word
that's what
yet.
it's gonna look like.
What's that?
I
No,
don't
it's not
think
gonna-
that's what-
No, but I kind of like that picture. That made
Yeah,
me,
it's live action. It's going to be exactly like that.
that made me happy today when I found this.
That's funny. So there's no word yet on whether it's going to be a reboot or continuation of the Michael Bay movies, but Bay's currently listed as a producer, so there'll probably be a little bit of his stuff in there.
Now, who are these guys? I mean, these are the guys here. Who have they done anything else?
Colin and
Col-
Casey Jost.
Colin Jost is Mr. Scarlett Johansson.
Oh,
He's SNL. He's
Yeah.
like a big SNL name.
He's the Weekend Update guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
and his brother Casey is he works with Impractical Jokers.
Oh, does he? Oh,
Yeah,
he
he's
looks familiar
he's
now,
part of that show.
okay.
So maybe one of those guys will be in it.
Cool. Did you guys see the Michael Bay movies?
I saw the first one. I think I didn't see the second one.
Is that
They
the ones
weren't-
where they were big, right? They were like oversized turtles.
Yeah, they weren't
Yeah.
very good.
I'm only recently getting into Turtles. I'm reading the original series, but I've never seen those movies or any of the other
Have you
movies.
seen the original Turtle movies?
No, I've never looked at anything Turtles.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
except for the IDW series a couple years ago, which is very
So Elite Comics tells you Turtles are cool. So now you're gonna read it.
That's his favorite book.
Well, okay.
All right, I guess we'll see how that turns out. I mean, Michael Bay, who knows, but we'll see.
I mean, the original cartoon was the best, and the
Yeah.
first movie is so good. It's actually a fantastic movie. The
That's
first
why I
one.
put that image because I love the cartoon.
Nice, we'll see. All right, moving on. And I might butcher this name, but Cobra Kai's Xolo Maridueña is currently in negotiations to portray Jamie Reyes, aka the
I
Blue
think it's
Beetle.
Maridueña, but you're close enough.
Maridueña?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So in negotiations to portray Jamie Reyes, aka the Blue Beetle, for an HBO Max series.
Yeah, I actually just sold the first appearance of him not in the costume for like $10, and it's
Nice.
going for like 25. It's fine though.
Nice. You can't win them all.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about this. Does he have powers? I don't know anything about this character.
it's like a suit. I think it's more like a suit, but it's like I think it has like some Egyptian, like it's a scarab, like it comes from like this blue scarab. I think that's what they call it, and he
Mhm.
gets endowed with some powers. It's I read the series it's from Infinite Crisis. I think it's 4, 3, and 5 are his first appearances. The 3 I think is him as Xolo, and then 5 as him as Jamie Reyes, and then the 5th one is him in the like Blue Beetle costume. It's a good series. Blue Beetle is the original Blue Beetle, and like Booster Gold are always supposedly like buddies and stuff like that. So hopefully this means we might see Booster Gold too, but who knows?
But when you say original, because I did a little reading up on this guy today, this character, this Blue Beetle. Like this is one of the old. They saying this is one of the oldest superheroes.
He's very old. Yeah,
From
he's early
19
golden age.
1939.
Yeah, he's definitely predate. Like this is maybe the 3rd iteration of Blue Beetle, I think.
Interesting.
Because I don't even think the one who's buddies with Booster Gold is the first one. I think that's like the 2nd Blue Beetle. But I don't know enough about Blue Beetle to be quoted on that. But I'm pretty sure that's.
Yeah, I need to study up on DC stuff in general.
Yeah. Interesting.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully after the Flash movie, it'll be a necessity.
Yeah, I know, right? Cool. All right, next up, we have, everybody's heard this lately, but Disney's released a preview for Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, a 2-night immersive adventure. voyage is beginning. It's spring 2022 for approximately $2 billion per person.
Yeah.
So JJ, you got some information on this, right?
So yeah, I mean, I've got a little bit of info on it. So you know, they've already put out, you know, what these cabins are going for.
So to be clear, it's just a hotel, right?
It's a hotel, 2 days maximum. And everything is spelled out. Like, you've got an itinerary, and you've got to live by that. And they even showed. I didn't even get the screenshot of the itinerary, but everything's mapped out. You know, hour by hour of what you're going to do. They tell you what to bring. You know, they're going to encourage people to either buy or bring your own Star Wars outfits to wear. You know, this is one of the standard cabins. You know, sleeps 4 to 5. It's got all the
there's a hairdryer.
Yep. There's no windows. The windows are actually TV screens behind the windows. That's, you know, it's going to show space and planets and everything else going by. So I don't know if people are going to be liking that. I mean, some people, you know, most people I think would like to see some kind of daylight. But you know, the standard is the smallest, and then you go to the Galaxy class, which is a little bit bigger. It's got more beds. You can fit more people in there. And you got your, you know, your mini fridge and your hair dryer. And then you've got your grand suite, which is like a 2-bedroom type of deal. You know, the pricing is crazy. You know, you're family of 4. I mean, you're looking at about $6,000, at least $6,000. I mean, that's not going to include anything you're going to buy there. Food's included, drinks are included, so it's all inclusive. But you know, you got to pay.
Expensive.
You got to pay for that.
It's $3,000 a day, though.
Yep, and you got to pay the money for, you know, the merchandising stuff. You know,
hopefully there's like gold leaf ice cream included in this.
It's a little nuts.
So if you wanted to go with someone else, it's $2,400 essentially per person.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I think our best case chance is the 3 of us go and have to split it like,
yeah, seriously,
like $2,000 a piece.
You know,
you save like $400 per night.
This is going to price a lot of people out. I mean, these prices are more money just than going to the park itself. So
yeah,
you know, these are elite type of people that are going to be able to go to this.
Man, it's so cool though.
Well, I mean, like, that's what they want. The craziest part is people who can't afford to do this are still going to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, but you know, there's a whole story background. So once you get on board, you know, you're going to follow a storyline. You know, everything from determining what happened. You know, what happens on the ship.
Yeah. So there's like, I mean, it's cool how immersive it is. I mean, like, I'm not going to lie, it probably is worth it at the end of the day.
It might be. I'm curious to see how this is going to be. You know.
I mean, I wouldn't spend this much to go with my family. I'm not going to lie to you because like nobody's going to enjoy it. Like maybe if my daughter gets a little older and into it, like it'd be worth it. But like,
so what would you guys spend on this? Like realistically?
I mean, like $6,000 is what I spent like the last time we went to like an on-property Disney hotel for like a week. Me and my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
And that was like included park admission and like probably the food as well.
Mm-hmm. And this is 2 nights.
Yeah.
And
you don't even get to go into the park for this.
No, this is just strictly. And then you're 2 days. You can't stay any longer than 2 days and not and you're stuck in this thing. You can't leave.
I'm sure if there was like an emergency, you could, but
I'm curious to see what they do because apparently part of the trip there you do take an exclusive transport to the planet of Batu. So
that's the park, right?
I guess.
So you do get to go to the park one day.
So I guess that's what happens. But can you leave the park?
I don't know. This is too much for me. This is totally something I would do, and I think all of us would do. But it's just that's a lot.
So, do we know if that new concept lightsaber is going to be available only through this?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know about that
because I was thinking about that because I was telling somebody about that new lightsaber. That's pretty much a fully functioning lightsaber that like really turns on. So honestly, that's the thing I want most. Is I want one of those.
Yep, it's a Galactic Cruiser. It looks like
that's cool. Crazy. Well, if whoever goes first, let us know because I don't think it's gonna be us.
Not us.
Man, that's awesome. All right, we'll see how it is. I mean, we might.
It starts taking people in spring of 2022, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
We might all be dishing out some money next year. We'll see. All right, next up. South Park news. This was really big. So the South Park creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, have gotten $900 million to make 6 more seasons of the show, plus 14 made for Paramount Plus movies. Now, this was coming at a time when a lot of people thought that South Park was kind of coming towards the end because they haven't been doing too many episodes, and they've been kind of hinting at it for a while. So this was, honestly, for me, like, I watched the show for a while. This was a big surprise.
I don't see the show ever going away. You can. I mean,
they could do whatever the hell they want, you know? Like,
yeah, and they have. I mean, they could hit any topic, and it's not going to really faze anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's dwindled for sure, though, right? I mean, like, I feel like
it rides waves. Like, the last 2 specials were excellent, but they only did 2 specials this whole year. They didn't even do a full season.
I mean, I remember, like, it came out, like, around when I was in high school. What did it come out, like, 98 or something like that, or 97?
Yeah.
And, like, it was huge then, and then I feel like it, like, died down in, like, the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the same thing happened with Family Guy. Family Guy was super hot, like, when I was in college. Like, it got canceled twice. And then, like, people were, like, watching it on, like, the reruns, and, like, Family Guy's like, this is amazing. We have to renew this. So, I mean, you know, this has always had, like, a huge, like, cult following. I feel like maybe it's not cult, but I feel like there's a lot of people who love South Park. I know Bojo is one who's, like, a huge South Park fan. He's like, I've always enjoyed it. When I watch it, it's very good, but, like, I'm not, like, a regular watcher.
Right. I'm the same way as you. You know, I'm not going to follow it.
I mean, that's great news for them. I didn't think there was somebody who was willing to pay $900 million for South Park.
Yeah.
I mean, the 14 movies is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's basically what they want. They want those 14, you know, exclusive to Paramount Plus. So.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen the documentary about how they make an episode?
I've seen parts of it. It's pretty crazy. It takes them a long time to do it, right?
No. So even if you're not, like, ardent fans of the show, it's worth a watch. So the episodes come out on Wednesday nights. They begin the episodes the previous Thursday. So they go into the writer's room and they're like, okay, what's this week's episode going to be about?
Oh, so like how we do our show.
Essentially. But they make the whole episode in literally 6 days. And so this documentary takes you through, like, the whole 6 days, and it's crazy. They work literally up until, like, half an hour before it premieres on it. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, a lot of that's how they're really able to stay current with everything that they do too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's probably how they get away with, you know, what is the FCC or the people that,
you
know, manage that type of stuff.
It's hysterical. They have someone whose job it is to call, like, the network and say, okay, can we say this? Can we say this? And then report back. Like, oh, you can't say this, but you could say this if you take out this part. It's hysterical. Yeah, so I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to be good.
All right.
All right, moving on. So, courtesy of our buddy John, it was recently revealed.
John N. I want to give him a special shout out. He says we never shout him out.
We'll shout him out, John.
This is for you, John.
John N.
It was recently revealed in Batman Urban Legends that Tim Drake is bi.
Yeah, very interesting.
So what's Batman Urban Legends? I don't actually know what that is.
I've never read this story.
It's a book.
So for people who possibly don't know who Tim Drake is, he's the third Robin, I think. He's the third, right? He came before Damian, but after Jason Todd, right?
Correct.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, just trying to get more inclusivity, I guess. So, anybody apparently. So I was reading something that, and I added this news because John shared it and I saw it. But I guess it was kind of hinted at years ago, and they just kind of let it die. And then, like, I guess recently in this book, like, he, like, asked some boy out to, like, on a date. So. But I don't know, like, why it's giving the thing that he likes guys and girls, but apparently they made that clarifying.
Did they ever have any romantic stories with him?
I don't even know. I thought he was into, like, some chick named Spoiler. I thought he was into. So maybe that's why they're saying, like, he likes guys and girls. But hey, listen, if it gets more people reading comic books, whatever it takes at this point, that's my stance on it, at least. All right, cool. So what did we have next?
JJ, do you want to talk about EternalCon a little bit?
Yeah,
sure.
let's do that, and then we'll end with Suicide Squad.
EternalCon, yes. Local show here on Long Island. It was this past weekend. What was that? I don't know.
At Hofstra University.
Hofstra University. I went Sunday. What is it? Saturday and Sunday. So I went to the Sunday show. Listen, it was nice to be at a show. There was a lot of people, a lot of booths.
Was there a big comic book presence?
There were some. Yeah, I'm gonna say there was. It was enough. What I saw a lot. It looked like. Do you know have you guys ever been to like a swap meet when people just lay their crap out and there it all is? There were quite a lot of those booths. It just looked like to me that they just laid their crap out on a table.
Like garage sale type stuff?
Yeah.
So I'll add a little bit to this. So I think they did have some trouble getting vendors because we were originally, so for 2020, for people who don't know, we were planning on vendoring at the 2020 Eternal Con.
Right.
They asked us, and we weren't, we sold a lot between various, IG lives and through other outlets. We sold a lot of comic books, so we just didn't really have the inventory to do it. And on top of that, I wasn't going to be here. You guys weren't really interested in doing it either. It was kind of like last minute. So I think there was a lot of people who originally were going to do it who decided not to. I think some celebrities dropped out. I heard some rumblings about whether those celebrities were actually booked, similar to another show we talked about recently. But yeah, that's what I know about it. But so what was like the vibe there? Like, was it like, how did it feel?
People were there to buy stuff. I saw a lot of people in line for this in the celebrity section. So when you first walk into the place, so you start up on the upstairs. Yeah. And on the upstairs, you had, as you walked in, right-hand side, it was all the cosplayers, like the 501st were there, and the droids and Star Trek and all those people. And then to the left, they had somewhat of an artist alley. To be honest with you, the only guy I knew was our buddy Kreese.
Yeah. The
other people, I had no idea who they were. And the other people there were, people selling pins and just their own homemade, their homemade stuff. So that was on the upstairs. And then you had to go downstairs for the rest of the show where they had the vehicles, the Batmobiles and Kit from Knight Rider and all that stuff. And then you had the vendor booths. Majority of it, there were some comic book vendors. Our friend Kyle was there. I think Needleman was there. The other guy. I think that was him.
Comics and statues.
Yeah, I think he was. I saw on Instagram he was.
Yeah, it was he had a big booth. And then there was a few other ones I saw. A lot of pops. But where the actors and the actresses were, you had people like Amy Jo Johnson. Ray Fisher was there. I didn't actually get to see him. He wasn't there when we got there. Dean Cain was supposed to be there. He canceled.
That was who I was talking about.
Right. A couple dudes from the Warriors, the same guys that show up to every New York one. But there was a lot of guys, a lot of people there from Red Dead Redemption, the video game.
Like voice actors?
Voice actors.
Great game.
Their lines were huge.
Oh wow.
I was a little shocked about them. Like they had the longest lines.
Was it Michael Nolan? Is it not Michael Nolan? Is it the guy who does Drake? Isn't he one of the voices for that game? From the Uncharted games, Nathan Drake. I forgot. It's something Nolan. I can't remember what his first name is.
I don't remember those guys who they was there.
But I think he's a voice for that too.
Yeah. That girl Tammy from Neverending Story. I felt bad. She's beautiful. If you ever seen her in person, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she is really beautiful.
She had nobody at her table. But and then you had Reb Brown from the '70s, Captain America, and Jackson Boswick, who was the Captain Marvel from the '70s. And they didn't have that many people at their booth. But yeah, the Red Dead Redemption had probably the biggest lines.
How was Amy Jo Johnson's line? Because she
I didn't see her either.
That's probably why.
It was a little weird. But yeah, I mean, there were some cards, some, the non-sports cards and sports cards, one or two tables of those.
How was prices?
The price on books were expensive. The wall books were outrageous. And there was one book I was asking, and the guy didn't want to budge on it. It was a small booth, but he wasn't budging on it. He's like, nope, that's my firm price. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I walked away. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there that long. You know, there was a lot of people, but it was nice to be at a show.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about this last episode, but
Yeah, we did.
When Toy Story and I went to Terrificon, so I think it was, you know what, I want to ask you guys, do you think it's just that the prices aren't where we want them to be, or is it that just people are overpricing what it should be?
It's a combination of both, I think.
Probably, right?
Because like a lot of the prices that I see at these booths that I was looking at, I go on my phone on eBay and I could buy cheaper on eBay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You know,
That's a problem.
like it's like they don't even check like what's a realistic price.
Yep.
So I don't know. It could be a combination of the two, but could be also we just like we know historical.
For now.
It could be that we also just like know historical pricing and we're like, oh, that's too much. You know, even if it's going for that.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I was looking at it too. And I know this is a separate issue too. Something that really bothered me about Terrificon that I wanted to talk about last time is I forgot how much I hate like these creator like the creator like rep tables, like all these people who are with like reps, like, you know, I don't want to call them out, but like I hate that whole process because, you know, there's people there and like, oh, we only sign at this time, and like Terrificon is such a small show, and they're like, we only sign in the first hour and the last hour of the show. Is like,
and he's literally sitting there.
There's nobody there, and like you're not doing anything. I was like, I'm asking you to sign one book. Like I understand because people take advantage. Also, there's like people who come up and like, hey, I have 300 books for you to sign. It's just like, all right, well, I wouldn't want to do that either. But it just really frustrates me, like the whole process, and that's almost like why I hate going to the bigger shows, and that's why, like, honestly, I hang out with like a lot of the unrepresented artists, like, you know, Chris Campana and people like that, who we can just actually have a conversation with, and, you know, like even like some of the lines for people, like I honestly don't care about Donny Cates at all. Like I don't want him to sign any of my books. Like any book that I had that was valuable by Donny Cates, I've sold it a long time ago. Like I don't understand why he's got like 75 people on his line. Like I just don't get it. It's just, I mean, if you like him and you want him to sign your book, sure, but it's a very frustrating process that all these, like, you know, art rep and, you know, writer reps make people jump through all these hoops now. And yeah, like I get they need help, but it seems like it's not servicing to the fans.
Do you know something else that bothered me in the show? So the guy that runs Big Apple Con, I forget what his name is, our friend
Mike Carbonara.
So he was there. He had his booth, Big Apple Con booth, and it was pretty large.
He's affiliated with the people that do this show.
Yeah, but you know, you would think a guy like that, it's not your own show, and it could be your own show. You know, he may do the same thing on his own show, but like his booth looked like a garage sale. Like things were just spewed all over, and there was no organization to it. He had these big glass like displays, you know, on the table with things inside of it, and like it was all jumbled up, and it bothered me. I was like, why would I want to buy anything from you if you take care of your crap like this?
That's always been his MO.
I know that was what bothered me the most of some of these booths. It looks like they just threw their crap on a table and go for it. You know what I mean? It's just you're not gonna budge on price or anything like that, but it looks like this.
I mean, I know for a fact me and Toy Story had a similar situation where there's certain people where it just looked like the way they had their books. I mean, just like the smell that was coming off some of them. And, you know, we wore our masks like walking around Terrificon for the most part, but like just looking at the books, you can see like they're dirty, and it's just like you can tell people who the vendors who take care of their stuff and the ones that don't. It's just like, I'm just good.
Yeah, masks were required to get in. Like everybody had to wear them.
Yeah,
which was interesting. Well,
it's
good.
It's getting crazy out there again. All right, well, hopefully we'll have more positive things. What was your favorite part? Let's end on a positive note of the show.
Just being at another show. Just being at the show. I mean, just being able to get and just interacting, seeing people I haven't seen in a bit. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
That was
I'm bummed out. I didn't get to see Mike, our buddy from Cape Justice Jewelry. I haven't seen him in forever.
Where was he at?
He had a booth there somewhere.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know where it was exactly. And then, you know, I probably would have spent half my time hanging out at Cliff's from Lost for Toys as
And
well.
that's where I spent probably the most amount of time was hanging out with him for a bit.
That's awesome. All right, so you guys want to talk about this new movie that came out for a little bit?
Which
Let's
movie's
do it.
that?
Oh yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
So did anybody actually go to the theater to see this?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
What was it in the theater?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who wants to take it away?
I actually like this movie. I knew
Are you surprised that you liked it?
No. Because I mean, from everything I saw, it's people liked it. It got good reviews. I'm not gonna say it was one of the greatest movies ever, but I liked it. It was fun. It was a fun movie. I liked it better than the other Suicide Squad, the first Suicide Squad.
Not a very high bar, but
Yeah.
It's not. But the characters on this, it was comedic. It was action. It had a little bit of everything, and I like movies like that. I like a fun movie where it starts off fun and it keeps you going the whole time.
what I really liked about this is it wasn't a complex story.
Nope.
Like complex stories, they can be interesting, but like sometimes it's nice to just like, we have a thing to do, let's go do the thing, and this is what happened along the way, which is essentially what this was.
It had a very like Expendables vibe to it.
Yeah, it did.
Yep.
It did.
Yeah, it was just like, all right, we have to go save this thing or go do this thing and the mission.
Mhm.
And I mean, I thought it was okay. I would
You're not the biggest fan.
No, I would say it's okay. Like I thought teetering on good, maybe. I didn't hate it at all. I enjoyed it. I watched it with my wife. We watched from home. Someone was saying, our buddy Dan Worms was like, I think you'd feel differently if you went to go see it in the theater. I was like, I don't think I would. I was like, I have like a 80-inch TV. It's big enough. Yeah. But I think the story was okay. It was like you're saying, it was simple, and I think it would have messed it up if it tried to get too complex. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you want to, if you don't want to be spoiled if you haven't seen it yet, maybe skip ahead like 5 minutes. But the fact that everyone died in the very beginning, other than the obvious two characters, was not surprising at all. Like I was a little bit bummed out by Boomerang dying. I'm not gonna lie; he's the only one that I didn't want to die.
That was probably I was most upset about that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But everyone else, they were pretty much expected to die from me. So who do you guys think kind of like the people who like stole the show here?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go.
No. Absolutely.
This is my boy. This is my boy right here. I love this character. And I understand people be like, oh, he's in the comic book, he was a hammerhead here and a different type of shark here. This is King Shark to me. This he hit it.
Yeah, I mean Sylvester Stallone definitely deserves some props for this. That's quite possibly one of his greatest roles.
It is. Oh my god. I mean, I thought the whole main cast was very, very strong. Even like John Cena, like I don't know. I found it hysterical. I thought
I think John Cena was fantastic.
Nothing annoys me more than forced humor, and I didn't feel like any of this humor was forced.
He was funny.
It was very the comedy was written very well. He was fantastic. Him and Idris Elba were fantastic. Idris Elba was fantastic in everything he does. I really love Polka Dot Man.
Yeah,
Polka Dot Man was hilarious. The thing with his mother was fantastic. That was a great idea. The girl who's a rat catcher, I really like her too. I think she's.
I was gonna say, I think she was one of
a big up. I feel like she could have had opportunity to do. And I'll take that back. I don't think she had I think she had the right amount of lines and opportunity. I think she's gonna grow into a pretty big actress and stuff like that. I think this is a good, like bringing to the masses kind of performance for her. I'm gonna tell you who I just don't like. I don't like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She doesn't. I don't enjoy her as Harley Quinn at all, and I think that's what kills a lot of these movies for me. It just doesn't fit for me. It doesn't vibe. I can't explain it any better than that. I don't think she's a bad actress. I just don't think she's right for the role.
I know what you're saying, and I can't pinpoint exactly why. But
yeah, and
I agree with you.
I can't give you a reason. I just don't. She's just not Harley Quinn for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's fine.
John Cena was like. Have you seen him do interviews? Like he's usually dressed up doing interviews.
Yeah.
as Peacemaker.
Apparently, there's like an ongoing joke. Like he's like, "Are you sleeping in that thing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm doing more than sleeping in it."
and he stays in character.
Like, James Gunn will like chime in on tweets at that point. He's like, "John, please, that's enough."
It's hysterical. I didn't realize like he was funny. He's a funny dude.
No, he is. I've seen him do some comedy stuff before.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty funny.
I'm so excited for this show.
Yeah, he's gonna get his own show. I think it's it's well deserved.
But James Gunn's
kind of a bummer he killed the other guy, but I felt like it's funny that guy Joel Kinnaman. I feel like they've been pushing that guy to be like a big star since like the mid 2000s, and this was basically like the death touch to his career. They're like, we're just killing your career now because I feel bad for the guy. He's been in like they pushed him in like that RoboCop reboot. He was in House of Cards and like. He was in the first one and it bombed, and like nothing seems to take off for this guy, and they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna kill him.
So what do you guys think about this character?
Scared the crap out of me. To be
who that honest. Was?
Yeah, that was the brother.
Yeah, the brother. Yeah,
that's funny.
I feel like we'll probably see him again in the John Cena movie.
That thing is in my nightmares.
This kid, when I first saw him, I was like dying laughing because I thought it was hysterical.
Yeah,
like
Weasel.
Like he's the Rocket Raccoon of the DC world now. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's gonna last that long. I knew like people like Pete Davidson were gonna last about 5 minutes in this movie.
Yeah.
The other guy too, the guy who played Yondu, I was like, he's not lasting long in this movie either. The Javelin guy, like people who I would have called dying right away were like pretty much all the people that died.
Yeah.
And the guy who who detached himself, that was Nathan
Fillion. Yeah, I love him. But
I don't know why people do. I've never seen that show he was on, but like if he was really that good, he'd probably get more work, right?
Yeah. He's got a lot of work. He's got he was on Firefly. He's got a cop show now called The Rookie on like ABC. And it's great.
And wasn't he on a show right before that also got canceled? Like I feel like he's like the king of canceled.
He was Castle for like 9 seasons.
Yeah.
Like I like him. He's a good actor, and I think he just wanted to do this because he wanted to be a superhero movie.
Well, he's buddies with James Gunn. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy also.
Yep. Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's the guy who sticks the 2 fingers up his nose and throws it. I mean, he was.
I didn't think I realized that.
You don't see him, but yeah, that was his voice. Yeah.
There was a lot of characters from Guardians of the Galaxy in this, and even Mantis was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Who was she?
She was the girl in the red dress dancing in the gentleman's club.
Oh, I missed that.
They focus on her too. They follow her. Like it was a very strange scene because the camera like focused on her, and that's Mantis.
Yeah. Well, it was cool that they got Drax to be in the whole movie.
A Star? Is that the Star guy you're talking about?
No, the guy with the knife, Drax.
Yeah, was he in it?
Yeah, he's in the whole movie. He was just standing still.
Oh.
I knew where you were going.
What did you guys think of the villain in this movie?
The giant starfish?
Yeah.
From the cover of Brave and the Bold, whatever.
36?
38?
38.
Oh my god, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
First Justice League?
It was very comic accurate.
Yeah, it was excellent. Oh my god. They did not try and movie that up at all.
Yeah, it was kind of gross, but at the same time, it kind of accident. It was a little like, I expected like the violence and stuff like that. The experiment parts, I was like, "Ooh, this is a little gruesome." Like when they got into like all the different like experiments that guy was running.
Yeah. Well, if you want to talk violence, I mean the jungle scene with the Peacemaker and the other guy.
That was
literally everybody.
For me, that was the best scene in the movie.
The best.
That for me, that was fantastic. He's like, "Oh, we have all these like freedom fighters." They're like, "Oh yeah, no, we didn't see them." Like that was just great. It was it was an enjoyable movie for sure.
So one cool thing about Harley that I learned after the fact, that scene where she was chained up and she did the thing to get the keys.
She really did that?
That was Margot Robbie. Yeah, she did the whole thing.
Yeah, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's cool. I don't know. I don't like the voice, I think, maybe. But
it's different. She's I don't know who you could put in that role. I don't.
It's tough.
It is a tough role.
Mm-hmm.
She's it's a very distinctive character, and you got to play it right.
Who? What kind of grades were given?
Who goes first?
All right, I'll go first because I feel like I never usually go first with these.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm gonna go 7.5.
All right, that's respectable.
Yeah, I was teetering in between 7 and 8, and I was like 7.5. So enjoyable. Definitely recommend watching.
So you liked it more than I thought.
Yeah, I did.
I thought you were about to give it like a 6 or something.
No, I think 7.5 is good. I think there was a lot of good things. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't enjoy, but like that whole I feel like that military background, you could have even done without like those people. But I guess you needed more people for them to kill.
All right. I'm gonna give it an 8.0, and I'm only deducting points for that guy because he was in my nightmares.
Oh, all right. I was gonna go with 9.0.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I King Shark was a big deal for. I love King Shark.
So funny.
And it's funny because you guys know, like every time I would find the first appearance of King Shark, I would buy it.
Yeah,
that's a 5. That's a 5. It's a 10. Was at the time like a $10 book, and I must have like 30 copies of it.
It's not a $10 book anymore.
No, it's like I see it for like 85. It's weird, but I'm not playing. I don't want to give mine up because I like. It's a fun character. And
I mean, you should sell some of them.
The whole gang was great. I love the whole gang. That's what I'm going with.
I liked most of them.
Good stuff.
It was good. It was a great Guardians of the Galaxy 2.5.
Yeah. That's good.
So do you think this is going to be? Is this a game changer for DC or
not yet? In my opinion, I think it's a good step forward.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the last thing they did before this?
Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
that's right.
This was definitely a great step forward. Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction for sure. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a game changer yet. Let's see what they do with like the bigger characters. I like stuff like this, and I know we're taking a long time on this now, but when you get into characters like this, like you have a little bit more freedom and like to be playful, and I think that's why James Gunn liked doing like the Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that, because there's a lot less pressure. People don't know who these people are, so it's like you have a lot of civil liberties, and like even if you mess something up a little bit, if you do it well and you do it funny, you can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But like when people really know a character, like when you get into trying to mess with Batman and Superman and people like that, you're going to make a lot of people really angry if you mess them up too much. So
well, let's hope the Snyder Cut comes out soon.
The Snyder Cut
of this movie.
Of what? He didn't do this movie. All right. Well, that's it for the Geek Beat. I'm TC.
JJ.
And I'm Toy Story.
And thanks for getting geeky with us.